YouTube podcast world. What's up, family? You already know the name, man. Pays and Plays podcast here. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Pass the word around. We're still available not only on YouTube, we are on any podcast that you wish to listen to, whether it's iOS, Google Play, you name it. I am available in those platforms. Link will be in the description for the page if you want to do that. Week 14, we're going to get right into it. Might as well get back to what I had Sunday. Titans did lose a game that I had them on the money line. They did lose in overtime to the Colts. The 49ers blew out Philly. I was kind of surprised they blew them out the way they did. And the Lions, I did pick them as much as I was talking about them. The more I was talking about Dan Campbell going to New Orleans, I love New Orleans, and I did take that one too as well. They lose with the Commanders, so we lost a couple bets. I had 46 and a half under Packers Chiefs way before the number dropped to 42 and a half. It hit at 46. So we give them that. And we just saw the Bengals upset the Jags. Crazy. But not shocking, though. I did say I felt like the points was a lot of points. But, when Trevor Lawrence went down, then you know that how that all goes. There's always going to be some shit show. So it was the battle of two backups, and what a way that ended. But week 14, let's get right into it. We have the New England Patriots going to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Steelers are minus 6-point favorites. Listen, I'm going to say Steelers to win and cover, but honestly, they shouldn't even be 6-point favorites of anything after the way they lost that game to the Cardinals. And the Patriots, let's just be real, man. They covered against the Chargers, but didn't even score a point. I mean, I think this is going to be an overall crap show. I would love the under in this matchup. If it's like 35, I would probably be 35, 36. This is off the top of my head. I'm not even looking at the over-unders for this one, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's low and it still hits under. Both of these offenses can't really move. They can move the ball, the Steelers can, but they can't score. And if Pickett's hurt and still going to be hurt, I don't see too much but other than them run the ball with Najee Harris 5,000 times. In New England, bro, I mean, y'all saw that game, right? I don't think they say nothing about this game. Next game, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to the ATL, taking on the Falcons. Falcons are minus 2.5-point favorites. I got the Falcons to win the cover. I mean, I don't know, man. You know what? I can't go against New Orleans. No, I mean not New Orleans. What am I talking about? New Orleans now? I can't go against Atlanta no more, bro. Because every time I say Atlanta, they end up winning. Now all of a sudden, it was easy to fade this team, but as bad as the quarterback play has been, they find ways to win games, and I have to applaud you for that when you can do that. So, listen, can it be a high scoring game? Probably. It is in a controlled environment. But I'm going to go with the Falcons here. This is off of the dome. I do think they'll win this division. Now, will they win a playoff game? Probably not, but I do think they can win this division. So I'm going to go with the Falcons to win and cover this game. Expect a lot of Bijan Robinson and Cordell Patterson because I expect that will probably be the plan. Next game, we got the LA Rams traveling to Baltimore. Baltimore Ravens, they are minus 7-point favorites. I got the Ravens to win the cover. I know +7 is a lot if you're picking the Rams, but I really don't know because the Ravens coming fresh off a bye and it's at home. Sometimes bye weeks are a little overrated, but I mean, bro, when you go into Baltimore and you're an NFC team, that's the thing. They actually been playing pretty solid. I see them covering by 10, but you know what? I think the over might be the best play in this game. You know what? While we talking about it, let's look it up. Let's see what the over is in this game. I think points will be scored in this game because even if the Rams lose, I think they might make it a little competitive sometime during the game. Over under is 42.5. Oh yeah, I love the over. This game might go over. So I would take 42.5 right now while you can see it at 42.5. I think that's extremely low. Um, yeah, I actually love this one. That might be a best bet for me on that one. 42.5, Baltimore and Rams. Um, Rams been moving the ball a lot. You know about Puka, we know about Cooper, uh the running back can run the ball too, so they can move up down the field. We know Baltimore can too. So, you know, and even if they blow them out, right? Let's say it's a 37-10 game, the over still hits. So that's kind of how you got to look into that mindset. Next game, we got the Detroit Lions. They are going to Chi-Town, Windy City, take on the Bears. The Bears plus 3-point underdogs. I got the Lions to win the cover. I just think they found a way to win this game outright. I don't think it's not as close as it was last game. And if you're the Bears, man, I mean, you guys are getting better. I will say that this team has gotten better throughout the ranks, but Detroit is a better team than Minnesota. And I think if Detroit should learn a lesson last time about not getting too ahead of themselves or underestimating the Bears, because they almost did lose to the Bears last time. So I do expect it to be kind of close to a certain degree, but I believe the Lions pull it off. It's kind of similar to how they did with New Orleans. I see them kind of being in it, but then eventually they'll take that lead and they'll cover this game. Next game, we got the Houston Texans traveling to New York to take on the Jets. Giants and Packers is Monday night. I was about to say Giants, but the Jets. Jets are plus 6.5 point underdogs. Correction. I got the Jets to cover, Texas to win. There's not too much science to it because there's no quarterbacks, and the situation right now is getting really out of hand. Now Zach Wilson doesn't want to be the quarterback to start. I don't know where this is going to go. So I wouldn't be shocked that they actually don't even cover the spread because there's a lot of drama in the locker room. I just think that the Jets defense will give CJ Stroud a little bit of a difficulty because we seen the Ravens do it, and that's probably the only other team we seen defensively to really get into Stroud like that. But the Jets are so experienced, I think they give it a Dyer's punch to at least keep the game competitive. Not saying they'll win, but if it's a 3-point edge or if they win by 6 points exactly and you pick 6.5, you might be saved by the hook. So I got the Jets to cover, but I do believe Texas will win this game. Next game, we got the Carolina Panthers traveling to the New Orleans Saints. Saints minus 6-point favorites. I got the Panthers to cover, Saints to win. And it's what I've been saying with the coach reemergence. They did lose to Tampa, but they were 5.5, and then they were 3.5 before kickoff, and they covered both because they lost by 3. I think they keep it more competitive because they're trying to get another win. And against New Orleans last game, I mean, I know it was a Monday night game in Charlotte. It's not even going to be in New Orleans this time, but I mean, they kept it very competitive towards the end. I think it was a push for New Orleans minus 3. I mean, 6 points, I could see it being a 3-point game because at this point, Saints will play games where they'll be dragging and they're inconsistent, But I will say this: if they play against the Panthers, or they did the Lions, let's say the Panthers released up by double digits, I'm having caution, but because I don't know about. I mean, they should with Olave, but Carolina's defense is really underrated. The offense just isn't good enough, and that's why they get a lot of crap. But the defense is actually very productive. I think it'll be a slugfest. I think it'll be an under game. I don't see it high scoring, but I see it where New Orleans may need a game-winning field goal, vice versa, to win this game. So give me the Panthers plus 6, but I still believe the Saints will win the game. Next game, we got the Seattle Seahawks traveling to the Bay to take on San Francisco. San Francisco minus 10-point favorites. Another one where I'm going with division rival. I'm going with the Seahawks to cover, 49ers to win. And the little science I do have is this. I do think Geno did have a Dyer's fight chance against the Cowboys. He gave it his all without, one of the best running backs in Kenneth Walker. Now, Cabernet played pretty solid. So if Walker comes back, which I'm assuming he might be coming back this week, we're talking Walker and Cabernet 1-2 punch. We saw what DK can do still. We see what Lockett can do and Jackson Smith. So we've seen what this offense can do. The defense has gotten better and tougher too. Listen, this is the get back spot after getting blown out on national TV against the 49ers. This is another chance for him to get right. I don't think they'll win this game, but plus 10, a lot of points. I'm going to take that for a team who right now, let's be real, the Seahawks will be in the playoffs, even though they lost. They will still be in the playoffs to this day if we're talking about it. So I'm going to go with Seattle to cover, but give me the 49ers to win the game. Next game, we got the Minnesota Vikings traveling to the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders plus 2.5. I got the Raiders to win the cover. And it just goes off of really quarterback play with Dobbs. I see a lot of Crosby running around, chasing them. And listen, as much as I respect the Vikings defense, I still don't respect the secondary. I still see Devontae Adams getting open, Jacoby Myers getting open, Meyer, the tight end, getting open. I see a lot of things. And I see, Brandon Jacobs getting some chances, in the ground game and trying to open up that pass game for the fellas. So I'm going with the slight underdog. And I don't know if Justin Jefferson will be playing. If Justin Jefferson is going to be playing, now we might have a different scenario because we know the Raiders don't have a good secondary. I mean, listen, I shout out to Jordan Addison. I think he's a hell of a rookie. But if you got to focus on him, you got to focus on Hockenson as well. So don't get it wrong on that. But I think if they can focus on Hockenson, Jordan Addison will be kind of easier to defend if JJ isn't playing. Okay, keyword, if JJ is not playing. Next game, this is a game I really love, and I'm actually going to go with this one out loud before I even talk about Good Friday. I love this one. We got the Broncos traveling to LA to take on the Chargers. Chargers are they're minus 3-point favorites. I don't care about the points. Give me the Broncos to win and cover this game. And this is, 6 points against Foxborough and the Patriots, 6 points. So that means depending on where you got the number, right? Because when I was talking about it, it was 6. So you would have had either a push, but then a lot of people did buy New England down to plus 5.5, and you probably got lucky with the 6 with the 5.5. So depending on how you got the number, yeah. But what I have been saying, the Chargers don't deserve to be a 3-point favorite to anybody. Maybe a 1-point favorite. I know 3-point favorites. I got Broncos country to bounce back. Hell of a game against the Texans. They made a lot of people sweat. I do think they are the better team. This defense for the Chargers can't stop us. So, hell, me and a couple washed up players from high school may be better than, can actually at least throw the ball 10, 5 yards down the field and probably score a touchdown on this defense because this defense can't stop a soul. It's just that the Patriots, let's be real, the Patriots offense sucks so bad, it didn't really even matter, right? But I see Russ, big game here. I see them run the ball with Javonte Williams. I said you can run the ball on this Chargers defense. This will show. Chargers defense will step up. Correction, the Broncos defense will step up. I'm going with Broncos country. Let's ride. I love the Broncos in this one, really do. This is the one that probably stuck out to me the most. Next game, you got the Buffalo Bills traveling to Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs minus 2.5-point favorites. I got the Chiefs to win the cover. I don't really know too much science about it. I just know that if the Bills don't win this game, they're eliminated. I don't think they have a shot. And when you're the Chiefs, how do you bounce back from losing to Green Bay? Shout out to my team. We are in the playoffs right now. Bills to start. But all said and done, for real, how do you bounce back from that? I think you need to have a hell of a performance against this Buffalo's defense that can't stop a damn soul. Yes, you have to worry about Josh Allen, but you know what, though? I think their defense is pretty capable of doing that. It's just the reason why they lost against the Packers more because of the offensive end. But in this game, it's at home. You're kind of going to have the momentum. I think they're going to be annoyed. Mahomes is kind of pissed off. 2.5, I almost feel like this would be a best bet too, but I'm going to go with the the Chiefs to win and cover this game. And yes, I do think Buffalo won't be in the playoffs. I thought they've been overrated since last year when everyone in the world was saying Buffalo Bills. When everyone said Buffalo Bills last season, and they was one of the best teams going to the AFC in the playoffs, who was one of the few people to say they'll lose to the Bengals in the upset? Yeah, self-explanatory. I'm not really on this Bills team, man. Like, they don't have another receiver besides Diggs. You get Dalton Kincaid, okay. He's a rookie, but he's not a bad player, but I just didn't think that fit them. Now Dawson Knox doesn't play. Your running game's inconsistent, and you really rely on Josh Allen a lot, which he is a beast. But I mean, how much more can one person do, bro? I mean, there's times where there's two big linemen on his back, and he's still running, trying to get a few yards, bro. He does so much for this team. He needs some help, bro. He really do. But anyway, next game we got the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to Jerry World take on the Cowboys. Cowboys -3.5-point favorites. Listen, I'm going to go with the Eagles to win and cover this game. This is a good right back spot game. And listen, when they lost to the Niners the way they did, when I picked the Niners to win and cover that game, by the way, my thing was, how many times can you keep coming back from double-digit, leads, and you're always behind games? How many times can you keep coming back and back and back? And that game just bit them in the butt, and the Niners caught them at the right time. Well, you know what? I think they catch the Cowboys at the right time, because what I'm wondering is, people watched that Thursday night game, and I thought Geno, I said in the upset alert video, which I think I will do one this week, because I think this past week was very successful. I said, if it's up to Geno if they cover the game against the Cowboys. Well, it's really up to Jalen Hurts if this team covers and win outright, because what Geno Smith could do, I believe Hurts can do a lot more better and win the game. You'll have all your players. You'll have DeAndre Swift playing. You'll have Kenneth Gainwell playing. You'll have A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. You'll have that defense. And I know everyone talked about, we seen Jalen Carter crying. I think that's love for the game, and I think he has a hell of a game. This isn't the same Cowboys offensive line. Now, as the secondary you have to worry about with the Eagles, absolutely. But I have a feeling that this front four can get to that quick, because we know that running game isn't that good. Let's be real, Cowboys fans. Our running game is not that good this year. We know it. And Pollard had chances, but if the Eagles can, and I always say, when you get blew out, you usually bounce back the next week. My philosophy, let's see if that works with this one, because I'm going to go with Philly and the underdog, because I love the +3.5, but I actually love them to win outright too. Good odds. Now, lastly, we got two Monday Night Football games. It will be on my Dirty 30, December 11th. Yes, I am getting 30. We're getting up there, but we're feeling good, still looking good. Now, let's get to the first one. You got Titans at Miami Dolphins. Dolphins -13.5. I'm not going to go against the Miami Dolphins in any high spread at this point. We don't know about, so when I watched that Titans game, I don't know if Derrick Henry is going to come play. I think that's why this number is fluctuating so high. Bro, the Titans, Simmons may not be playing this game. And, when it's Miami, they find ways to dominate against trash teams. And they did it against the Commanders. And what's the one thing the Commanders can't do that the Titans can't do too? They can't cover anybody. So I expect Tyreek Hill, he might get 2 touchdowns, or if Waddle's playing, I think it'd be 1-1. And they play good at home, Miami does. So I think they covered this game. 13.5 is a lot of points. But I think, with the injuries you got to consider with the Titans, and they may kind of throw the white flag, I think you got to pick the Dolphins to win and cover. And then you got the other Monday Night Football game with the Meadowlands. It'd be the Packers against the Giants. Giants is +6.5. Listen, this is my team, the Packers. I love them, but I got the Giants to cover, Packers to win. And let's be real, as a Packer fan, it was good to see them beat the Chiefs. But I think that's why they kind of won't cover this game, because that was a big emotional win. And I kind of believe in the emotional letdown spot where they'll take a team under, grant for granted. I respect what Daboll has been doing. I've been saying this for even last season. He can find ways to move the ball up and down the field, and he doing it with DeVito. He doing it with him, and I gotta give him respect for that. And Saquon, they still got him, and the Packers, they can't really stop the run. We saw Pacheco had off a couple yards on him. We seen even Patty run out the backfield a couple yards on him. I think this is a real close game. I still have Packers to win, but +6.5 Giants, that might be the way to go. You guys hit the like button, pass the run around. Let's get this money. I believe upsets for week 14, that should be a move for this week. So I might be doing that sometime this week, maybe Wednesday, maybe early Thursday. Who knows? All right. As always, guys, let's get this bread out here.